Welcome back to Google SketchUp. This is our little house. This is part 3. We're going to put a little addition on the house today. A little overhang or a little shade area with some posts to hold it up. And in the next lesson we're going to be doing even cooler stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this little thing around. I've got my orbit tool selected. I'm going to turn this around because I'm going to put a covered porch area on this end of the house. And to do that, pretty simple. I'm just going to click on the rectangle tool again and go up here. Now, I'm not going to go to the edge or an end point, or I'm not just going to stay right on the face near the corner there. I'm going to draw a wide, but not too top-heavy rectangle. There we go. That's the size rectangle I like. That or pretty darn close to it. Now I'm going to use my push-pull tool right here. And this is what you got to be careful of. Right now I have selected the whole side of the house, and I don't want to do that. I want to select that little rectangle, so I have to make sure that when I move this down, that little arrow, that's what I want. See the little dotted lines? Now I'm going to click and hold my mouse button down, and as I pull it down, I'm actually pulling out. Can you see how that's going? Now this is kind of a guessing game. I'm going to let go back to my select tool, switch over to orbit and turn it sideways because I don't know if this thing is out too far or not far enough. So let's take a look at it. Oh, I just got lucky there because that is just exactly right. Now if it was too short, I'd just use the push-pull tool again, push it in. And if it was too, push-pull, push in, push out. Okay? So now I'm going to go over here. Now I have to get something supported because probably not strong enough to just hang out there on its own. So what I'm going to do is, and hopefully this will work smoothly for me. Usually it does. I'm going to use my circle tool. And I'm going to draw a circle right kind of in the corner here on the face of this overhang. There we go. That's what I want. And now you can see I've still got the circle tool selected, so I'm going to go back and use my select tool. Always a good idea to go back to the select tool in between things so you don't get all confused and have extra things happening that you don't want to have happen. Now I'm going to get to my push-pull tool. Now this one can be not tricky, but you have to pay attention to this one. Push-pull. And again, I don't want to select the whole underhang here. I want to select just a circle. Now, when I start to pull this down, yeah, see that cylinder? That's pretty cool. But, pardon me, I need to make sure that this thing reaches to the ground. I don't want to have it going down under the ground, and I don't want it to be too short of the ground. So what I'm going to do is, as I'm pulling it down, I'm still holding my mouse button down. I haven't let go of it yet. I'm going to take my mouse over to the corner of the house over here, and I want to hit a little line. There it is, this end point. Now I'm letting go with the mouse. I'm going to click on my select tool and I'm going to turn it sideways. And if that worked correctly, once I started to pull down, I was dragging down for the push-pull tool and I was holding the mouse button down, I went over to the corner. That should have told this thing to stop at ground level. And right now it looks like the whole thing's up in the air, but let's rotate it around with the orbit tool. Yeah, see now it's on the ground. That's perfect. Now I need another one of those, don't I? I sure do. And that'll go up in this corner. Now here's what I want to do. I could do that whole process again, but the odds of me getting it exactly the same size and the same length, probably not a good chance for me to do that. It's probably not going to work out too well for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to copy this pillar, this column, and paste it over here somewhere. And if everything goes smoothly, it'll be great. And if not, we'll have to fix it again. So let me go here, and I'm going to use my little select tool. And all I'm going to do is draw a box with the pointer here around that column. I have to make sure I get the whole thing because I want it to turn blue. Yeah, that's what I want to have happen. Now I'm going to go to Edit, Copy. I'm going to go over to here. Actually, I'll go out here even. I'm going to do Edit, Paste. And now I've got the column. There we go. Come on inside here, column. And I think that's pretty much where I want it. Let me look at it sideways again. Yeah, perfecto. Now it looks all blue because it's still selected. So I'm going to click over here, click somewhere on the horizon, on the ground, or on the sky to deselect it. All right, there we go. Now let's take a look around. Now that one I didn't have to bother going to the opposite corner down of the house to make sure it was the right length because I copied it exactly from here. So now when I do this, I can see I've got a nice covered porch, which is great because in our next lesson, we're going to put a picnic table right under here. Wait to see how cool that is. Well, I got to make a few little adjustments here because if you see, I've still got the siding up here. And siding for the side of the house should not be used as a roof. So I've got my roofing here. I'm going to change this to roofing. So I'm going to go over here real quickly. I'm going to go to my paint bucket. And, oh, I've got the roofing already selected. How about that? If I didn't have it, I would go down to roofing. There are my choices. I think I'll make one that matches. Here we go. And then just click on this face right here. I like that. Okay. Now, the other thing we can do is I'm going to use my orbit tool. Change the camera around. This little siding, that looks good, but I don't want the siding. Siding wouldn't be wrapped around like that. But I might do brick. I could make those brick. I think that would be cool looking if I can get it to work right. So let me click here on where it says roofing in my little materials area, and I'm going to go to bricks and cladding. And I believe this is the brick I used for the front of the house. I did a brick front house. And I'm going to click on this and see what happens. Yeah, that's what I want. Exactly. I'll go over to the paint bucket, click again. And now when I use the orbit tool, well, let me go back to my select tool first. Always got to try to remember that select tool in between everything so nothing gets messed up. Now I'm going to move around here. I think I like it. The only thing I might do for a little detail, I might change the color of this siding here so it looks like it's an overhang even from other areas. So maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll go back to the paint bucket, and maybe I'll just do, let me see here, I don't want to use brick. Let me do the, I'm not going to use roofing. Let me go to colors. I may just do a solid color. Maybe just a darker gray. How about that? Click on it. Click here. Yeah, I think that stands out a little better. Now I'm going to go again to my select tool, rotate around because I have two other faces I have to do here. I have to do this size. Click on the color again. Click on the side. Rotate. Click on the color. Click on the side. Yeah, I think we've got it. I'll close this up. Click here. Rotate around. And now I've got a nice house with a cool looking little overhang. Yeah. That is Google SketchUp, The House, Part 3. Hope that was helpful.